Hello from San Diego! G'day mates, Bob Dingo here, coming to you from the very busy Las Vegas Strip. Now we're running low on cheap eats, but we got a few left. Today we're going to be trying out a very frugal Sammy on the Las Vegas Strip. There's a couple of locations for this particular Sammy shop, but we're going to be trying the one today at Miracle Mile, one of our favorite cheap eats locations. There it is. Now this place has a very interesting history, this Sammy shop. It has a place in Australian history, probably number one. All the Aussies will know the HMS Endeavour is the ship that Captain Cook sailed and discovered Australia.
And how he, when he arrived in Australia, up on the reef, the Endeavour crashed on the reef. You know,
he was a good sailor, Mom. He crashed that boat.
He was a really good sailor. He crashed on the reef up by Cairns, and there started what was called his tribulations. And so nowadays that area of it's up by the Daintree.
Yeah.
That area of Australia, which is the northeast part of Australia, is called, there's a place called Cape Tribulation.
And the HMS Endeavour was later called
the Lord Sandwich.
There it is, Mom.
The reason why.
So 2 years after he discovered Australia,
he croaked.
He was trying to haul away with the tribal leader of Hawaii.
Oh, that's interesting. Those islands used to be called the Sandwich Islands.
There you go. They were named after the Earl. And anyway, so Captain Cook, he got killed by the Hawaiians when he tried to run away with their chief. They weren't happy about that. They were not too happy about that. And then
that was not going down.
It wasn't going to happen. The Hawaiians are tough. They throw fire and everything. Anyway, so after that, his name, the Endeavour, was renamed the Lord Sandwich, and he was used in the American Revolutionary War
by the 4th Earl of Sandwich
to prevent the American Revolution. The HMS Endeavour was sunk in Boston Harbor to stop the French from helping the Americans gain independence. You may be wondering why the bloody hell we're talking about all this history. Today we're going to be trying Earl of Sandwich, a sandwich shop in Las Vegas. They got 2 or 3 locations on the Strip. Is it any good? They got $7, $8 Sammys, $5 breakfast Sammys. Let's go in, give it a go, mate.
And I have to tell you that the 11th Earl of Sandwich is still alive today. And what is he doing? He's making his money in America.
Yeah, he's taking cuts of our bloody Sammys. All right, you already got estates on acreage there in England, Earl. I don't think you need a $2 Sammy. $2 for my Sammy. Bloody hell! All right, let's go in. Let's see if it's any good, mates. Now, the other great thing with the Earl of Sandwich, it's super easy to find. So you come right in the second entrance to Planet Hollywood, and you don't have to go too far. It's right next to the Big Bull Brekkie. You remember that vid? One of the cheapest brekkies on the Strip. I'll put a link right above. And there it is, right there. Earl of Sandwich. As we've been talking, we're already almost to tasty Sammys. Well, hopefully tasty. We don't know yet. This place is always busy. But there's been other Vegas places that were busy and the food was not too good, so let's go in, try it out, mates. All right, now that is a pretty solid menu, I gotta say. Breakfast Sammys for $5.50. We're gonna try one of those today just to compare it to the other 2 we've done. We know it's gonna be better than one because nothing can get worse than the one at Cosmo. And it's probably not gonna be as good as the one at Snacks, but you never know. And then the Sammys are $8. However, that's not good enough. That's not a dingo deal, I don't think. If you sign up for their email club, you know, just go to earlofsandwich.com or whatever and put in your email address. They'll send you a couple of bucks off right off the bat. They do it like weekly, so you'll get a couple of bucks off every week of an already pretty bargain Sammy. We don't know if it's good yet. All right, well, Mom, what do you think on the Sammys? What do you want to go for?
I'm gonna do the traditional one. The 1762.
Oh, not the full Montague?
Oh, what's the full Montague?
The full Monty. Was he some freaky lord that used to like run around the House of Parliament with his knickers on?
Probably.
Do you reckon? And my coupon for today, they sent me today, is for a Cuban sandwich. $2 off. And Cuban's one of my favorite. It's one of those Sammys, if you can get a good one, it's pretty much the best Sammy ever made. If you get a bad one, they can be kind of gross. So we're gonna go for a Cuban, super boss. And Mom's gonna go full Monty today. You got too many clothes on, Mom.
Okay.
No, Mom. I had a Cuban in Miami airport. I think you were with me. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
How boss was that, Sammy? Do you remember that one?
He liked it.
Oh my God.
To me, it wasn't, but you know.
It's pork 3 ways. What the hell, mate? All right. So is the full Montague, is that a naked sandwich? Do we have to be nude to order that one?
No.
A few moments later.
All right, oh, in a nice little bag. All right, we undid the Sammys and now we're ready to tuck in. First impressions, what do you reckon, Mom?
Boy, I tell you, your Cuban looks better than mine. But the taste can tell. This looks really good. This is the full Monty.
Is that cheese melted on there?
Yeah, but it looks like it's real cheddar. It's not plastic cheese.
Yeah, I would say that's cheddar.
Yeah.
Certainly cheddar.
Yeah, and then
my God. That's the Cuban, okay.
And it has a ham. You said it's 3-way pork.
It may be 2-way. I'm actually might be joking.
Okay, but the bread looks good too.
Okay, so what do we got? The bread. Okay, these are all hot Sammys. So the bread's soft and nice and crisp on the outside.
Oh, mine has turkey on it too. Oh.
Ah.
How interesting.
All right, roast beef and turkey on the Monty.
Really good.
Is it?
The bread's good?
Yeah. Well, the bread feels really nice, I gotta say. Feels like it's fresh. Yeah.
I gotta stop talking with my mouth full.
Well, it's one of the hazards of being a vlogger, Mom.
Do you want to take a
I'm
bite?
going to take a bite. Let me give them the full Monty a go. I like the way it looks good, I gotta say.
It's tasty.
It is tasty.
It is.
The mustard's nice and subtle.
I like it.
It's not like overpowering.
Yeah, and I like the lettuce and tomato.
Lettuce and tomato. The roast beef and turkey is actually kind of that's good.
Yeah. And the bread is very fresh. They make it here actually every
Do they?
morning. Yeah, they make the bread here.
I can
It
tell.
tastes like fresh bread.
That's fresh
Yeah.
bread and
Yeah.
grilled up.
Yeah.
Full Monty, that's a boss Sammy.
I like the full
Yeah,
Monty.
let's get the Cuban done. Oh, it smells like bacon, actually. It's tasty.
Is it?
It doesn't taste like a Miami Cuban. It tastes a little bacony, I gotta say.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, then maybe that's the 3 ways. It's the bacon, the ham, and then
Usually
the
it's like a
pulled
pork chop.
and the pulled pork.
Ah, they put pulled pork on there.
That's what that is.
Oh, that's number 3 instead
Yeah.
of a pork chop. They probably don't have those.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Okay, you go for it, Mom.
That's why I like that.
Yummy.
I like.
Flavors going on. Mustard mild. Got the bacon, pickle,
The pork.
the pork, super fresh bread, cheese that's not plastic. I don't know what it is, but it's white.
Oh, I think yours has Swiss in it.
Okay, bloody hell, we could wax poetic about these, but I think we want to tuck in. Long story short, I think this is a bloody good Sammy.
It is a good sandwich.
This is these are as good as snacks. They're a little smaller than snacks,
Yeah.
but with snacks you have to get a BOGO. It's complicated.
Right.
These are really good. And there's one here at Planet Hollywood. There's an Earl. There's also one if you're staying down at Wynn. Or Palazzo. Palazzo. There's one inside the shopping mall.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh,
the big
okay.
spaceship.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
another Earl down there.
Oh, yeah.
One here, Planet Hollywood, this end, and the one at Caesar's Palace closed. So the Earl of Sandwich, as the legend goes, I think his family, they deny that this is the origin. As the legend goes, he was a poker player.
Yes.
And he didn't want to get his fingers dirty when he was playing poker, but he wanted to eat. He's going all day. And so he told his servants, he was the lord of the manor, you know.
You're right, you there. Put my steak in between 2 pieces of bread, I says. I'm not.
And the seaman said, yes, I will, sir, coming right up. I will. Please, sir, can I have some more? And that was where the Sammy was invented. So it's appropriate they got it right here in Vegas.
But
people playing poker right over there. So the Earl would approve.
I think that fits in. But the other thing that I think is that the official story they say was because he was an admiral in the Navy or something, and he was so busy being an admiral that he didn't have time for a meal.
Well, yes, I am the master and commander of this vessel. I don't have time to eat, sir. I must navigate to the new world. Okay, you stuck around to the end of the vid, so you want some more history on the explorers who discovered Australia and then later got killed by a chief in Hawaii. So here's a fun fact, the HMS Endeavour was 100 foot long. 100 foot. Okay, to give you an idea, I mean, like a boat in your marina, if you live near the ocean, like a small sailboat in your marina is probably like 40 to 50 feet. The Endeavour was 100 foot, sailed all the way from England to Australia, to Hawaii, to the places they didn't even know existed. It's bloody crazy. I mean, it doesn't make... And then the story of why Captain Cook got killed in Hawaii.
Oh, those islands.
I mean, who knows how true this is? The history belongs to the victors, but
the islands used to be called the Sandwich Islands.
Yeah. So Captain Cook, he named the Hawaii after the Earl of Sandwich, the Lord Sandwich, because he was the one who made the expedition happen. So the Hawaiian Islands started their lives as the Sandwich Islands, and they would later change back. So as the legend goes, Captain Cook, he was killed in Hawaii. He died of a stab wound, so we're going to call that a spear to the abdomen, I guess. And he's buried there on the big island in Hawaii. And as the legend goes, Captain Cook and his men, they went onto the island to get some wood. And perhaps on purpose or perhaps by accident, they took some wood from a burial site. And the chief was pissed, so the chief stole the tender from Cook, which back then was called a cutter. So they stole the tender, which is a small boat used to go to the island. They stole that. Captain Cook was pissed, obviously. So Captain Cook's like, you steal my bloody boat, I'm going to steal you. So he went to the island to get his cutter back, and then he kidnapped the chief to try to take him back to the Endeavour. And then on the way back to the boat, getting his cutter and the chief back, he got speared to the abdomen. And that's the legend goes. But this boat was 100 foot long. Can you imagine? I mean, how do they even have food? And the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, the boats that discovered America, they were like 45, 45, 55, and 90 foot.
Yeah.
Those were the boats that discovered America. They didn't even know where they were going.
Amazing.
They didn't even know there was an edge to the world. They thought they were going to float off the edge.
Well,
they went in a 50-foot boat.
Well, and and here's another piece of interesting history. Oh, I've got to tell you this. They really think that Columbus was the first person to bring our tribe to the New World.
Well, Mother, our tribe are very good navigators. We're very good with the old sextants.
Really? They thought they were going to India and they end up in America. How good was that?
We invented a measurement device and we gave it a name so suggestive no one else wanted to touch it. We're like, we'll call this a sextant and no one will want to use it. And then they got to hire us.
And they weren't very good at using their sextant.
The tribe, Mother. No, they got lost 10 times.
Oh, my God.
But they fooled it until they made it, Mother.
Yes, and they think that, the first tribe came on those ships, those tiny little 45-foot. I can't imagine.
Well, not just any tribe, Mother. The tribe. And on a 45-foot boat, there were no locks. I can tell you, there were no locks. Anyway, so there's the history of those boats. Can you imagine a 100-foot boat going all the way to Australia from England, and they didn't know where they were going? Or the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria, 50-foot boat. It's bloody crazy,
and then
mate.
all the way up to the Hawaiian Islands too, because that's quite a distance.
And the Hawaiian Islands?
Right, because that's quite a distance up to the Hawaiian Islands from Australia.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's a little history. If you stay tuned to the end of the vid, that's the story of Captain Cook.
And the Earl of Sandwich.
And the Earl of Sandwich.
And Las Vegas.
And the American Revolutionary War.
There you go. And the French.
Because after Cook was killed, the Endeavour was renamed back to Sandwich. and then it was used to try to stop the French from prevent the French from helping America in the Revolutionary War. And that was the end of the Endeavour story. So, bloody hell, some history. Got some bloody history there. All right, later, mates.
And Las Vegas is part of it.
Well, now you feel like you're watching PBS at noon. Here we go.